Hey you guys, this is your coach Andrea Dickerson here with IOwnADaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to childcare business owners about ways to bring their team together during these critical times and during these challenging times, and how to be on the front line during these crises to help comfort, to help redirect, and to help our team members do the job that we need to do to service our community. So if you're interested in finding out more about how to do this, give this video a thumbs up, stay tuned, and I'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Coach Asia Rivers, and I started following Coach Andrea online back in 2014, and my first conference I attended back in 2016. I have purchased all of Coach's products, and the one that stands out to me most is the Jumpstart Pro, in which Coach Andrea taught me to become a coach and start my own business. With that transformation, I had to learn how to pivot, and I had to purchase her Jumpstart Blueprint. The Jumpstart Blueprint I use for my own director, so I could be out of my business and be free to create multiple streams of income. So thank you, Coach Andrea, and it is time to most definitely jumpstart.
Hey you guys, welcome back. I hope that you are going to go over to Reload Reset 2020 and get your tickets for your team members. This is the back to school edition with Coach Andrea. It's going to begin to coach and mentor and encourage and motivate your team members. So whether you have 1 or 50, all of them can join for one bundle price and get in on this exclusive course. Not only that, but you'll get a certificate for your credit hours so that your team members will keep their staff files current and up to date according to the state rules and regulations. So go now, Reload Reset 2020, and get your tickets for this back to school teacher edition. You will be so glad you did. Well, you guys, we're still talking about staff right now because I realize that staff is very critical during this hour, especially to those of us. We have opportunity, we're growing our business, we're finding out that we can get more than one location. And so the main component to growth is our team. So we want to spend time on the Out on the Daycare network and brand, helping you develop your team. So I can only speak from my experience of what I've done in my business, and then what I've did to change what was not working and then to shift to the next level. So here's a few examples of things that did not work, and maybe you're doing the same thing. Well, number one, I had my staff meetings, and when I had staff meetings, it was only to discuss what the team did wrong. And I realized that it took me like weeks to help pull the morale back up and get the staff members to comply and make it a fun and inviting environment. So I had to figure out, what was I doing wrong? Well, as you guessed it, I focused too much on what was wrong instead of rewarding behaviors that I wanted to see duplicated in my staff. All right, so I hope you guys caught that, and you'll make some changes if you did some of the things I did. All right, and then here's my second mistake that I made in business, was that I had no goals. I would go into my meeting, sometimes have prepared, no agenda. The team will have to call me and say, "Oh, Miss Andrea, we got a meeting tonight." I would forget that I had staff meetings. I had so much going on. Like at the end of the day, I was just ready to go. And I had already put this on the calendar, and people was calling to remind me that we had a staff meeting. And I will show up without an agenda. So then I'll try to think of something to talk about, wasting people time. And then here was the final one that really helped me shift. I had no goals. So when I first started out, I didn't have a goal for what I wanted the company to accomplish for that week, or what I wanted to see accomplished in the children. I didn't have no goals. So then that caused me not to lead a successful organization. But then all of a sudden I started realizing my turnover was high. The trust that I needed my team to have in me was little to non-existent. I was, feeling like I was all alone in business by myself, and I needed to shift that. I needed to change. So here's some things that I want to suggest that you do, just in case if you're dealing with some of those management pieces that nobody ever talks to us about, because when it comes to owning a business, you just want to care for children. Like, you didn't know that it took all of this to run a business. But as your coach, I'm going to give you some of my divine ideas. to help you shift in your business. So number one, I want you each week to set goals for your business. Now, these goals that you set for your business should be for the overall end goal to help you end your year strong in your company. And then these goals are going to be broken into doable steps that your team can help you implement. So one of the things I did was I created a system so that I can give out my weekly learning objectives to my team members, and it was compiled of my goals. So if I wanted for my children to learn a particular learning domain or concept, or to have some desired end results or outcomes, I would include looking through my curriculum, looking through my staff performance documents, and looking through my rules and regulations from the state to determine, okay, how can I bring this all together so that my team members are focused? So for instance, we have report card day at our academy. And so during the time when it's time for report cards, this is when I am training my team or giving them goals on parent conferences. I set goals for how many parents I would love for them to encourage to come out to be a part of the parent conferences. I also provide training to them on how to conduct parent conferences during that time frame. And then I also use this if they have to take any additional classes online from one of these approved trainers. I use whatever class that they've taken online to be included in their staff records so that it's helping increase their staff performance review, and also it's giving them a certificate in their staff file. So if I had a review from one of my consultants, then I had everything working together for the good of the company. So as you can tell, all of that was accomplished just because I set an educational goal for my children. And my educational goal resulted in report cards coming out, and report cards resulted in parent conferences, and parent conferences resulted in us having meetings during the time of parent conferences to help us reach the desired goal. And then these parent conferences resulted in the teachers having to have additional training online where they could get their certificates, which resulted in them having certificates in their staff files. So this is why goals are important, because it helps you achieve just more than one objective. It really helps with the overall plan of your organization. Now, that didn't happen overnight. That took maturity, that took systems, that took learning, and that took me saying, I'm going to simplify this process as much as I can in my life. So that's how I do it. I set goals, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. I also use my Daily Business Booster Planner. This planner includes worksheets that I can work through the night before or the day before to help me know what I am planning as a full year of staff meetings. So for a full year in my planner, I have it already set out what I'm going to discuss, because after a while you get a master calendar in your business and you start understanding how your business flow. So then you can go ahead and you create your meeting agenda. You can create the outline of your meeting agenda rather. All right. And so also inside of my Daily Jumpstart Booster Planner, you'll find that there's an agenda. So if you are planning the day of, you can just go through the formula for the agenda and write out your agenda. Look at the front and see your schedule of meeting subjects. Pull out your meeting subject, write in your agenda, and booyah, go into your meeting ready for the day. Now, the other thing that I love about it is that it includes my classroom planner. So my classroom planner helps me set my goals, my objectives, assign which teachers need to have it be a part of it, or assign assistants that need to be a part of it. And we also tie in the overall company goals to the classroom goals and objectives. And for me, that was priceless, you guys, to kind of pre-prep myself before I go on my meeting and also have it written, because when you're a boss, you got this going on, that going on, this going on. So everything doesn't register or remain in your brain. Some things you forget. So by me having it written down and planned out, it really helped me to establish myself as an authority with my team, as an organized leader, and as someone that was really interested in the overall success of my company. Well, all right, this video is going on and on. I can talk about more, and I'm going to share as much as I can with team members that are going to join me this year in September for our back to school teacher edition, Reload Reset 2020.com. Go and get your tickets. Well, until next time, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys.